Gurkha, the extraordinary heroes of Nepal's mountains. What would you do if fate put you in a no-win situation, facing an army many times your size? Most of us would probably quickly raise the white flag, declaring defeat. But this story isn't about people like that. This is the story of legendary warriors from the distant country of Nepal, the Gurkha soldiers. For them, the concept of surrender seems not to exist in their vocabulary, or rather, it's replaced by an unshakable will of iron. In this video, we'll delve into their extraordinary bravery, to the point where even their opponents had to stop, not to fight, but to applaud in admiration. It might sound unbelievable, but such moments have truly happened in history. A grueling challenge. Gurkha versus Empire. In 1814, an ambitious British Empire, after sweeping through and annexing much of India like a relentless Pac-Man monster, cast its greedy eyes towards the kingdom of Nepal, nestled amidst majestic mountains. They probably thought this would be an easy conquest, but what awaited them was a harsh reality. The British were about to face a generation of warriors who viewed death very differently. They saw it as a minor inconvenience, an insignificant detail in their journey to protect their homeland. The Battle of Nalapani was not just an armed confrontation. It was a powerful testament to the incredible devotion and resilience of the Gurkha people. Perched on a fortress clinging to a hill at an elevation of nearly 200 meters, a mere 600 Gurkha warriors bravely stood against 1,600 elite British soldiers. The numerical disadvantage was immense, but it seemed no one among them cared about it. For over a grueling month, this small fortress stood firm against every fierce assault. After just the first assault in late October, the British forces suffered heavy casualties, 35 soldiers killed and 228 wounded. The attackers were not only taken down by Gurkha bows and matchlock weapons, but also by stones thrown by Nepalese women and children themselves. That's right, even civilians became a significant nuisance for the British, although British artillery continuously pounded and inflicted heavy losses. The Gurkhas resolutely refused to surrender. When the fortress finally fell in November, out of the original 600 defenders, only 68 remained alive. Even more astonishing, some even managed to escape, despite being completely surrounded, as if to prove that nothing could imprison their free will. The British reaction after this battle was unexpected. Instead of continuing to impose their dominance, they did something few empires would have considered. They began to recruit these formidable warriors into their own army. This is the military equivalent of saying, if you can't beat 'em, hire 'em. And such an extraordinary policy continues to this day. Timeless tales of heroism. Kulbir Thapa, a miracle amidst battle. Born around 1888 in the small village of Nalapani in the Himalayas, Kulbir Thapa found himself amidst the storm of World War I. At the Battle of Loos in 1948 France in September 1915. His unit, the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Gurkha Rifles, was assigned the terrifying task of clearing German trenches while wearing gas masks. These were hardly ideal conditions for any warrior. When the assault ended, Thapa was wounded and was the last man standing from his group. Most people would have chosen to retreat, but Thapa discovered a wounded British soldier from the 2nd Leicester's Regiment. Although the soldier pleaded with him to leave him behind, a reasonable decision in the circumstances, Thapa steadfastly stayed, sheltering him through the entire day and night. When the morning mist covered the battlefield, he used it as cover to carry the wounded soldier to safety. But Thapa's courage didn't stop there. He went back and rescued 2 more Nepalese soldiers. Even more astonishing was Thapa's grand finale. He returned for the original wounded soldier. this time in broad daylight, without any cover. As he zigzagged across dangerous no-man's land, German machine gunners targeted him. Yet, incredibly, every shot missed. The climax of this event, and this is entirely true, the German soldiers were so impressed that they stopped firing and applauded. Yes, that's right. In the middle of one of history's bloodiest conflicts, Thapa's bravery was so remarkable that even the enemy had to take a moment to honor it. He became the first Nepalese soldier to be awarded the Victoria Cross, Britain's highest military honor. Bhanubhakta Gurung, turning a battle into a one-man show. Fast forward to March 5, 1945. Rifleman Bhanubhakta Gurung and the 2nd Gurkha Rifles were approaching a Japanese position in Burma when they were pinned down by machine gun fire. The situation worsened when a sniper began picking off Gurkha soldiers one by one from a tree 75 yards away. The usual reaction for any soldier would be to seek cover, perhaps dig a hole with their bare hands, but Gurung was no ordinary man. He simply stood up calmly, as if ordering a coffee, and shot the sniper dead. With the squad able to advance to within 20 yards of their objective, they discovered at least 5 enemy foxholes blocking their path. Gurung seemingly decided this was taking too long, and he charged straight ahead through a hail of bullets. What happened next truly resembled a 1940s video game boss run. Foxhole number 1. 2 grenades, enemies neutralized. Foxhole number 2. 1 bayonet charge, enemy dispatched. Foxholes number 3 and 4. More combinations of bayonet work and grenades while being shot at close range. But the final boss, a light machine gun position with 3 soldiers, remained, having used all his fragmentation grenades. Gurung improvised with smoke grenades. When 2 blinded Japanese soldiers ran out clutching their eyes, he introduced them to his renowned kukri knife, the curved blade that has become as iconic to the Gurkhas as a lightsaber is to a Jedi. For the 3rd soldier, Gurung crawled back inside the bunker, snuck up behind him, and ended the threat. Then, anticipating a counterattack, he and his comrades held the position and successfully repelled the enemy's response. For turning what should have been a squad effort into a one-man show, Gurung deservedly received the Victoria Cross. Lakhiman Gurung, the great one-armed defender. If you thought the above stories were impressive enough, prepare yourself to meet Lakhiman Gurung of the 8th Gurkha Rifles. Early on the morning of May 13, 1945, Gurung was manning a lookout position near the Irrawaddy River in Burma when Japanese soldiers decided to play a game of throwing grenades at the Gurkha. The first grenade landed on the rim of his trench. Gurung threw it back as if returning an unwanted package. A second one landed inside his trench. He quickly tossed that one away too. When a 3rd grenade appeared, he grabbed it, but this time it exploded right in his hand. Instantly, his fingers were blown off, his right arm was shattered, and his face, body, and right leg were severely wounded. His 2 comrades lay badly injured. Most soldiers would consider this a medical emergency, requiring immediate evacuation, but Gurung saw it as only a minor setback. With only his left arm functional, he somehow managed to load and fire his rifle one-handed as Japanese troops stormed his position. For the next 4 hours, he repelled wave after wave of attackers while continuously shouting, "Come and fight a Gurkha." This was probably the last invitation anyone would want to accept. By dawn, 31 Japanese corpses lay sprawled in front of his position. This one-man defense prevented the enemy from breaking through the entire line. For this almost superhuman feat, he too was awarded the Victoria Cross. Deprasad Pun, a modern Gurkha legend. Do you think stories about Gurkhas are just relics of a bygone era? Then meet Acting Sergeant Deprasad Pun of the 1st Battalion, Royal Gurkha Rifles, a 21st century Gurkha legend. On September 17, 2010, Pun was on watch at a compound in Afghanistan when he heard a noise he initially mistook for a cow. Turns out, it wasn't a cow. It was Taliban fighters setting up an IED at the compound gate. What followed were 17 minutes as dramatic as any action movie. But this was real life. Alone in the pitch black, Pun fired 250 machine gun rounds, emptied 6 magazines from his rifle, and hurled 17 grenades along with a claymore mine at approximately 15 attackers coming from multiple directions. When they got too close, he even used his machine gun tripod to fight them off. At one point, he even dropped a sandbag on the head of an enemy climbing to his position, like a deadly version of Home Alone. Throughout the fight, he motivated himself by shouting "Marchalai," Nepali for "I will kill you," which in those circumstances was less a threat and more of a spoiler alert for the Taliban. When the dust settled, 3 attackers were dead and the rest had fled. A wise decision when facing a Gurkha. Pun was awarded the Conspicuous Gallantry Cross, Britain's second highest combat honor, an enduring legacy. Gurkha today. From the rugged mountains of Nepal to battlefields across the globe, Gurkha soldiers have built a solid reputation as some of the most fearsome and respected warriors on the planet. Their unwritten motto can be summarized as death before surrender, but preferably the enemy's death. What makes these stories even more remarkable is that these heroes were not superhuman giants. Most Gurkhas are of modest height, only about 1.6 to 1.7 meters, 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 7 inches tall. What they lack in physical stature, they make up for with an extraordinary courage that seems to defy all natural human instincts. Today, Gurkha soldiers continue to serve in the British Army and the Indian Army, maintaining and reinforcing their legendary status. The rigorous selection process to become a Gurkha remains one of the toughest challenges in the world, with thousands of young Nepalese men competing for just a few hundred positions each year. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by seemingly insurmountable challenges, remember the Gurkha spirit. Stand your ground, face the challenge, and if all else fails, who knows? Maybe a sandbag can create a miracle. If you've been captivated by these stories of extraordinary Gurkha warriors, don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on other fascinating videos. Let us know in the comments which heroic action by a Gurkha impressed you the most.